watch the World Championship. That was one of the main takeaways a lot of the analysts had after yesterday's game, but the first pick will now kind of dictate what direction we see from SKT, and if it is going to be Renekton, that's something they have played in both the top and the mid lane.
Looks like they want to consider taking it away from Rangjing. It is something that RNG run a lot, especially during the playoffs, because it is a safe side top laner that you can also look to play through. So now that Khan has that favorable matchup, RNG could look to try and get a counter, but they're going to have to look to go for something safe side. Gangplank is up and available, which we know is highly contentious at this time.
RNG are hovering over this Zoe here at the start. Don't want to lock in a solo lane just yet. Instead, going to pick up Uzi's AD carry with the Xayah and putting Karsa on that early powerhouse in the Lee Sin.
I mean, I feel like we're going to see throughout this World Championship, if Xayah's not banned, that's what Uzi's going to play. It was basically perma-banned in the LPL finals between RNG and FPX because, in part, Uzi is so devastating on it. Not only can he be lane dominant with it, but if you do try and gank him, it's very good at staying alive. So it allows Uzi to put forth a lot of pressure without a huge risk of dying.
SKT now in a position where they have to decide, do they want to try and counter the Rakan early by picking something that could be good into it, or do they want to try and take it away from the bot lane of RNG? Because depending on their pick will depend on how RNG answer with the support.
Switching back and forth between a couple of different things here.
Yes.
Could this be now?
Oh,
switching
they
back
teased
to the
us,
Thresh.
They teased us with the support Swain.
And we will see the Thresh locked in there saying, okay, RNG, if you want to go for the Xayah Rakan, you could pick that, but Thresh is going to be the response here from the side of SKT.
Yeah, I think it leaves it quite open-ended for SKT as well. I think Thresh can be relatively strong into a lot of matchups. Morgana is one of the hardest counters to it, and with that taken off the board, I think that you could look at something like an Alistar or even a Blitzcrank, which they did go for yesterday, and they're going to go for it once again. The crowd is excited to see it. I enjoyed watching Ming generate a lot of pressure with that hook, especially in the mid game, but we'll see RNG how well they can do in the 2 versus 2.
The big buffs on the 919 patch extending the range of the Blitzcrank hook, and the question will be how familiar are SKT with all of the new routes that Ming can go through to try and get those extra hooks in.
Notice that the Gangplank has been banned away from RNG. This suggests that RNG expect the Renekton to be a flex in the mid lane as well. We know that Faker can play it, and they want to deny that safe blind pick option. It also suggests that RNG have an answer to it and will likely save their last pick, which means that I expect Xiaohu to go for one of his safe mages. We may end up seeing something like the Karma for him in the mid lane.
Solo lanes are the name of the game here for the bans in this second phase. LeBlanc, the ban coming out from SKT, keeping that one out of the hands of Xiaohu. They don't want him on that champion that's able to get around, assassinate everybody so easily. Kalista banned away by the side of RNG. Kalista Thresh, a notorious bottom lane for keeping everybody so safe all the time with lanterns into Kalista ultimates.
And also something Teddy is extremely good at and does like to pull out in clutch situations. So that is a pretty big respect ban. And it's also kind of almost just daring him to pick Kai'Sa. Because you're thinking about phase 2 ADC bans when one team locks in Xayah, you're almost expecting it to be a Kai'Sa on top of the fact that SKT already has an AD solo laner. So it's also the pick that gives them the most flexibility. But you can see RNG is saying, please play it. We'll lane into it and beat it.
RNG also going to go ahead, lock themselves in that Mordekaiser. Since the rework, a very powerful 1v1 champion, able to isolate opponents in team fights, whether that means he's taking down a value target himself or taking out a diver to protect the AD carry. A lot of work could be done here for the side of RNG with this pick.
I do quite like the Mordekaiser, and I think that once he gets a couple items under his belt, he'll be able to match the Renekton quite well.
Maybe.
We're going to see the Faker Twisted Fate. You would imagine this is likely going to be the AD iteration that we've been seeing a lot of around the world, and it's very good at attacking these side lanes, so it does suggest that SKT right now have their eyes set on attacking the top lane once that level 6 comes through, and RNG going to run out with Xiaohu's Zoe, a staple pick for this man in the mid lane. He had a fantastic regular season. A lot of credit went to him to help RNG secure such a strong spot at the end of the split, and now we get to see him return onto the international stage with this very special champion.
Sometimes you can forget how frustrating it is to play against a good Zoe, but just watch yourself a Xiaohu game or two and you will instantly be reminded his ability to use this champion effectively. place the bubbles exactly where they need to be, manipulating the terrain as much as possible to get the maximum range. This guy is scary on this pick.
Yeah, and also looking at these drafts, no flex picks to throw big curveballs coming in there. There's not too much that's extremely surprising about this draft. The one thing that I want to point out, though, is the reliability that SKT will have with some of their engages in Chain CC versus more unreliability from the side of RNG, very much needing to land either a hook or a bubble to get a good team fight.
I'm looking at this SKT comp and I'm thinking that they're primarily going to be looking for skirmishes and picks on a side lane, which typically goes against what we often see from SKT, which is a lot of team fighting and focus around objectives. So I'm curious as to how they approach this game. I imagine we're going to see a bit of a slow start with focus up towards the top side.
If SKT are going to try to make some kind of a move, Twisted Fate ulti coming out now. RNG trying to get themselves away. They could be in some trouble, but now it's going to be Faker. He's first blooded, and a hook has found a second. Clint's going to be going down here, but it looks like the TP into the back from Khan may be the saving grace. Longshing has extended himself far into the SKT lines, and he too will now retreat. Paddlestar nearly finding the kill onto Teddy. Khan getting himself away. Uzi goes into the Featherstorm, keeping himself alive. Not at the end of the day. It's a 1-for-1. Xiaohu going to be grabbing the kill onto Effort. And
this isn't done yet.
Is not yet over. Explosive cast comes down.
With his gold advantage.
Bottom side, Mingo to get another hook. And that one's going to be a gray screen for
Second Infernal is so big here.
Xiaohu's going to get himself grabbed. Glenn's going to be keeping him safe.
Twisted Fate is on his way. We'll have the ultimate. Pops it. Here we go.
For the steal.
Ulti is out. He's stolen. He's stolen by SKT, but now where is the fight going to go? Effort's there on the front line. Karsa able to find the kick onto Khan, into the rest of RNG. Faker's going to be in there on the backside as well. Uzi finding the damage in onto Khan. RNG's still going to be kept alive, but the health bars are critically low. Faker's after Uzi, but he won't be able to find him just yet. Faker's stumbling away, but he's the only man left standing. Karsa and Longshing are after him. Sonic Wave will not find the mark, but the pursuit continues. Karsa is stopped in his tracks, but Longshing continues the chase. The RNG they're gonna play, but that's a nice cast. Uzi's gonna be in some trouble. He's the first one dead. Clint's trying to get himself away. Longshing is in the middle of everybody in this fight. He's gonna be taken very low. Khan barely gonna be kept alive, getting himself out now as well. SKT making the moves, making the plays, and Faker is on a killing spree. RNG looking to take him down though, and that's Karsa getting the shutdown. Longshing going in on Quid. He's put him into the death realm. The stasis will buy a moment's time, but what else are you gonna do? Quid's drowsy and he's taking a long nap now. Khan's trying to make some sort of a move happen, but he's turned into
stronger. So SKT need to look for picks like this.
SKT are trying to make the move onto Longshing, but however,
back to the Baron pit after they spent
look at the flank.
Now they're just going to fight 5v5.
Khan wants to come in from the side. Faker's looking to make some kind of a move here off the side. Xiaohu's in some trouble. Clint's going to blow him up. Effort now going to be run down here in the mid lane, but Khan's able to come in from the side. Uzi going on a rampage. Faker's going to be taken down now. Double kill over to Uzi, and SKT fall apart. Uzi's got exactly what they've been giving him. He's got the money. He's got the damage.
Yep, he's going to die.
Khan and Faker together. They got him last time. Can they do it here again? Longshing buying
2 seconds. Oh, he's going to try to for it, though. If Karsa gets the kick, he's got flash kick and wards.
Look at the wave play coming out from Teddy. Yeah, they have to disengage. This is likely going to be the tower for SKT.
RNG knows this is just not hard forceable.
And they have no teleports, Flowers. So Faker can just do this for free.
Yeah.
The recalls take so long. He even gets to see the recalls. SKT, if they had more pokes, they'd actually be able to stop Mord from going back. That's the inhib, and he's out of there.
Another TP is
they're going for more.
Oh, they're all going! It's a triple teleport up into the top side for SKT.
They want to win!
Uzi's going legendary. He's able to find the kill onto the Gragas. SKT are now on the Nexus turret.
Will they get